All right. From Western New York, this is Self-Advocacy in Action. Today's special guest is Darren Jackson. Now, here's the good witch of the land, Gwen Squire.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Self-Advocacy in Action. I'm Gwen Squire, and this is our special guest, Darren Jackson. How you doing, Darren?
Good. How about you?
I'm good, thanks. Let's start out by having us tell you a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Currently I'm working at the Western New York DDSL. I've been there for about little over 10 years.
Wow.
Now, and my main job is to connect people that use the services to the DDSL and help them have a voice in services that they receive.
Awesome. Okay. So let's jump right into the questions, okay?
Okay,
Let's talk about the struggle to vote. Why do you think, because that's our topic today, voting and people with disabilities, why do you think people with disabilities have a problem with it, with getting out there to vote?
Because they, well, first of all, our voting places should be accessible.
Right.
And they are to get into them, but the actual voting process still needs some work in that area. And some people may not want to vote because they find it very difficult to vote after they get to the voting places.
Do you think that society's played a role in the fact that people with disabilities have had issues with voting?
Yes, I do, because I know when I go to vote, they do have machines to help people with disabilities, but the people at the voting place don't always know how to use them.
Right. You and I were talking though the other day, and we were saying about how you thought that society sees people with disabilities as people who might not know the issues.
Yeah, that's a very important issue that we should deal with, because a lot of people that work at the voting places and other people too, they don't realize that we know what we're voting for.
Right.
And they don't know that we know how important it is for us to vote.
Okay. So why do you think it's important to vote?
Because a lot of legislators may not see the issue that we deal with, because they're dealing with some mud in other areas that they are taking care of. Sometimes they overlook things that might make it easier for us.
What about when it comes to like the issues? Why do you think it's important for us to vote? you know, like when it comes to the issues, I was thinking along the lines too that if we don't get out there and vote and the wrong candidate gets chosen, it's kind of our own doing because we didn't get out there and vote.
Yes. Like, people, I always tell people when they do have issues and disagreements,
Right.
I always ask them, well, did you vote for them?
Mm-hmm.
Or did you vote at all?
Yeah.
And when they tell me no, I say, well, if you didn't vote, you really
Can't complain.
shouldn't complain.
Yeah.
Because you didn't let your feelings
Yeah.
known in the first place.
Mm-hmm. So we just kind of talked about the next question. Like, why do you think people with disabilities may not want to get out there and vote? We kind of talked about that. But did you have anything else you wanted to add to that?
I just encourage people with disabilities to get out there and vote because the more we do it, the more people will realize that we do know what's going on and we do care about issues and we know what we want.
Mm-hmm. So you think that's important?
I think that's very important.
Do you think that if people don't know the issues or they don't know what they want, that's why it might make it difficult? Or do you think it has more to do with accessibility or?
I think it's a little bit, it's not, I would say it's 95 accessibility and 5% they don't know.
Okay.
I know, I admit that I don't know everything when I go to vote.
Right.
But I get out there and vote because it's very important for for people with disabilities to get voted out.
Yeah. Okay. You can hold that if you want to.
Again, sorry.
That's okay. It's not your fault. What do you think? Why do you think it's hard to use the typical voting machine? You know, with the little latches and stuff.
Well, I did it, but I can stand.
Right.
But somebody that can't stand long time or in a wheelchair, they would way too high for people.
Yeah.
And I feel old because I remember the old machines and the levers.
Yes.
They were kind of hard to pull down.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you had to click it
I know.
to get it to go down to where you wanted, and then you had to pull that big red lever over to close and open the curtain.
Yeah. For me, I had to have a family member go in with me because I couldn't reach the buttons. And I always thought that stunk because, like, say my mother or my father would get in there with me, they would be like, well, Gwen, don't vote for this person, vote for this person. That's what we're doing. You know, they kind of wanted to tell me who to vote or who not to. And I knew who I wanted and who I didn't want. So that made it difficult.
Yes.
So, what do you think has, they've come up with new ideas to correct that, like the computers and all that. Do you want to get into that about how you think they've helped?
Well, I use them because I like going in there and telling people that I want to use them, because a lot of people kind of act like I don't want to say putting them out, but they have to open it for me.
Right.
And when I use them, I found it easy.
The machines?
Do you?
The voting machines or the computers? The new stuff?
The new
ones, yeah.
No one, but a lot of people at the voting or the polling places, I'm sorry, at the polling places, they don't know how to use them, so they kind of put them off in the corner and hoping I don't come in.
Yeah. Let's see. What do you think we can do to have people more comfortable with the process of voting? People with disabilities, that is.
Well, have more education. I apologize, I can't think of the word I want.
Take your time.
Have more educational sessions than just don't wait until the candidates come out, but have something in the spring and summer, like last summer, a coworker and myself set up a voting education session, and we did it both in West Seneca and down in the South Towns, and it wasn't very well attended, but the people that did go there, they got a lot out of it. And we were even able to help one or two individuals register to vote. So, and we are planning on doing a bigger and better one next year.
Cool. So, a lot of people with disabilities, I'm not speaking for myself because of course I'm a registered voter, but why do you think they don't get out there and they don't register even to vote?
Because I feel that they don't see disability issues on the TV, and they don't see the candidates talk very much about disability.
Right.
So I feel that some people with disabilities may not think it's important for them to vote.
Or maybe their vote won't matter.
Yeah, but I want everybody to know that when you have a disability, it is very important to vote. And so the candidate that, we have a disability, but we can make decisions and we know what we need and know how to ask for help that we need.
Okay. What impact do people with disabilities have on elections, do you think? Do you think we have a lot of impact on it? Because there are some people, even I've thought to myself sometimes, does my vote really matter? I'm only one person. So if they don't get out there and vote, I'm sure it's going to affect it, isn't it? The elections?
Yes. Well, I feel that our vote is as important as anyone else is. I mean, yeah, we may be one, but we may be that one that made the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I mean,
Okay.
and it's not really painful to vote at all.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know everything about? Do you have to know everything about a candidate? Do you think in order to vote?
I don't that because I just don't
Yeah.
when I go to vote.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I know on a personal level I don't know everything about them, and I don't need to know that part. But I think I myself think it's important to know the issues
yeah,
and where they stand on them.
it's really important to know that.
Excuse me, sorry about that. I'm getting a cue from my thing. The microphone again? What? Okay, we're gonna take a short break real quick, okay?
Okay.
All right.
now back to self-advocacy in action and Gwen Squire.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Again, this is Self-Advocacy in Action, and our special guest today is Darren Jackson, and we're discussing voting and people with disabilities in voting. Okay? Darren, let's talk about registration. How do people go about registering to vote?
Well, they can pick up a registration. I believe they have them at the post offices, and I know we have them at OPWDD in West Seneca.
Okay.
So they can pick them up there, and they just have to fill out the form, and yes, it's okay to have somebody help you. And then you just send that in, and then you'll get a voter card that you have to just show when you go to the polling places.
Yeah.
And the polling places will be printed on your card, because there's a lot of different polling places, and each person gets assigned to one.
Right.
And that'll tell you where you can vote.
Okay. Do you think that's a difficult process to do?
What?
You know, registering to vote. I think some people want to shy away from that because they think it's difficult.
Registering to vote is very easy. I mean, I think it's easy.
Yeah.
All you have to do is fill out the paper and send it back in. You don't even have to wait in line or talk to anybody.
That's probably the best thing.
Know.
Yep. Yeah. I bet you can find it online too.
You probably could.
Yeah.
Personally, I never tried it. But.
We're running out of questions, so because you and we've whipped through them, but I wanted to kind of go backtrack a little bit on a couple of things. We were talking about how hard about the machines and stuff. Do you think that's the only thing that people with disabilities have to deal with accessibility-wise, or do you think it's even being afraid of getting to the place and finding out they can't get in because there's stairs, or?
It's both getting to it's both the machines and getting to where the machines are. Because, I don't know, maybe 10 or 20 years ago, before the ADA, it was very hard to get in most buildings. And that, I think maybe that made people shy away.
Okay. Do you think the ADA has helped at all with that?
I think it helps some. I think it has a long way to go.
The ADA is the American with Disabilities Act, for people who don't know that. So I'm kind of wondering if when that was made, I was getting at when it was made up, when it was written up, do you think it made it more the voting places more accessible for people, or to people? Did it help in that way?
I think it helps some.
Okay.
I think I don't want to repeat it myself, but I still think it is a way to go. And I think some of the people at the polling place, I think they should take more, I just lost my word. They should learn more about people with disabilities.
The people that we vote.
The people that work at
Right. The voting places.
Voting places.
I agree with that, actually. I do. Because they seem like they're sometimes put off by us, or...
Yeah, or they think that they need to do so much
Yeah.
for us.
Exactly.
That they sometimes forget why we're there.
Yeah. I agree with that. I think most of the time they're pretty well intentioned, but they either want to help too much or they act like they don't want to help at all. To me, it seems that way to me.
Yeah.
Like they're put out by us, you know?
Yeah.
So, do you miss the voting, the machine there, that thing? Or do you prefer the computer now? Because I know we were talking about that, and you were saying that sometimes you have problems with coloring in the little circles now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I don't miss having to pull that lever over. I
know. that sucker's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I always use I can't think of the name of it right now. The machine.
Yeah.
I call it a voting computer.
Yeah.
Where you have it on screen and you can push whoever you want.
Right.
I do it that way.
Yeah.
And I kind of like it.
Yeah, I actually like the new way now, where you can go to the table and color in your thing, because no one goes with me now, like mom or dad, and they can't tell me who to vote for and who not to vote for. I like that. So.
Yeah.
Because, you know how parents are.
Yeah.
So, if you could give anybody any kind of advice, what kind of advice would that be? About voting or anything?
Just, if you don't understand, I'm talking to both the voter and the people that work in the voting place.
Okay.
If you don't understand how to take care of a situation, don't be afraid to ask. Because a lot of times, people with disabilities, we know how we want it done.
Right.
But we physically can't do it.
Right.
And so just, if you're looking at the voting, I'm sorry, if you're looking at the polling places, take time to listen to what we are trying to tell you. And if you're going to the polling places as a voter with a disability, tell them what you need. That's what they're there for.
Right, don't be afraid to.
If they don't have the machine out, tell them that you need to use it.
You're talking about the older machine?
No,
or
the
just
new
the new one. Yeah, the new one?
The new one for the people with disabilities.
Okay.
Tell them that you need to use it. And it is your right to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's there.
We have about 1 minute left, so we're going to wrap it up. Is there anything else you want to add in that 1 minute?
I just don't be afraid to try new things with the voting.
Okay.
It's always improving, and you may show them what kind of improvements they need.
Okay, cool. Thank you for coming on the show. It was
Thank
great
you.
having you here. And thank you all to the viewers for joining us here on Self-Advocacy in Action.
Fuck.